Hey drummers, so today I want to do a little play along so you guys can just play along with it, and it's for developing stick control. Particularly today we're going to focus on the right hand, so we want to look at some simple exercises that you can do to develop better control. And often when I see drummers competing or just performing, one of the big things that lacks from time to time is stick control. So we want to, at all levels, whether you're at the beginning stage, you're somewhere in that intermediate stage, or you're at the top level, stick control is incredibly important because that produces the flow, that produces the execution. So we want to make sure that we've got great stick control. So let's do a little bit of warming up on the right hand. We're going to look at some simple exercises I use. I've used these exercises when I was a learner. I've used these exercises when I've been playing with top bands like Fraser University, when I was leading the Canterbury Caledonian. I've used these exercises the whole way through my career. When I sit down with some of my other drumming friends who are playing at the top level, what do we generally play? The basics. We have fun with that. We challenge each other. We know that investing in the basics is what helps keep us moving in a positive direction. So no matter what level you're at, use this opportunity today just to look at your technique and build it. And I'll try it from different angles so you can see what's going on, but we'll get rid of the left stick for now. We'll just focus on the right. So let's talk about how we move the stick to start with, okay? So we've got 2 or 3 different ways to move the stick. We've got an elbow movement, okay? Big, slow, assertive moves, big accenting comes from there. Then we've got the wrist, still accenting, not as big. We can get a bit quicker with the wrist. Then we've got finger movement, okay? Now, some people will tell you, look, when you play singles, you must use fingers. Not true. Some people will use fingers when they're playing singles. Others won't. I've seen top players, the very top players, some of them use wrists, some of them use fingers for singles. They're both equally awesome, these players, but it's what works for them. Everyone's physiology is different. We've all got slightly different hands. We've got different perceptions of how we use our anatomy. So don't worry about what someone tells you that you have to do this and this. Drumming is a journey, and you will find your way to being able to play the way you want if you have the desire to do it. So let's just look at using all of these. So let's just start big and bold. So we're going to go straight up and straight down. I don't want any of this, guys. Let's go straight up and straight down. This is a big forearm movement. You would start a start of a tune or big accent. That gives you your power, it gives you visual flair. Okay, so that's just big solid accents. Just try that, guys. Nice and easy. Now we're going to double up the speed. So that's us just doing quarter notes. Let's do 1/8 notes, and we'll use a bit more wrist this time. There's it from an angle. We'll just do the accent on 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and we'll speed it up. And again, you can see that's all wrist driven, a little bit of elbow for the accent. And you can speed it up again. Okay, let's just try building that up slowly. So groups of 4, accenting the first note, and we're just going to slowly build that up. All right, quality is what we're looking for here. It's not speed, it's the quality of what you're doing. So a nice clear accent with the wrist, and then small intermediate notes in between with the wrist. Keep an eye out for your height. We don't want this. We want to control the note after the accent. Big, small, small, small. That's it. You got it. Stay relaxed. If you're feeling like at that tempo, you're starting to get a wee bit tense, or even before you get that tempo, just pull it back. Don't try and be heroic and go there. You will get there, but don't get there with stress and tension. Stay cool. And you see it's quite a small movement. It's not. I see a lot of that. That's really difficult to do, guys. Keep it small. Much more even. And as we talked about in a previous video session around looking at stick position, we want this nice relaxed bridge above the stick. We don't want to go tight like this. You hear the difference in tone? It's horrible, right? And then I go to this. It lets the stick breathe. And when the stick's breathing, you get way better tone on the drum. So that's a great little exercise to do that. Now let's look at how the fingers work, right? So you see there's no wrist work there. There's no elbow. Wrist is dead still. Now, how do we do that? For some of you guys might be like, I've got this piece of cake. Others might be thinking, what on earth, how do you do that? Before you put it on the pad, here's a little trick I want to share with you. Put your stick up in the air, and let it tilt back towards your shoulder, almost go back over your shoulder, right? Now you're going to feel, if you're holding it in the right position, you're going to feel that there's a bit of weight here pulling the stick this way. You're going to feel your fingers being pulled up. These fingers are going to be pulled up by the stick. So what I want you to do is pull it gently towards your palm and then release, and you'll notice the natural weight of this part of the stick pulls it back. So I want you just to do that. I'll let you see it from all different angles. So you can see there's no wrist manipulation. It's all around this pivot here. And you're using the natural weight of the stick, okay? And it hits the palm. So I'll bring that closer so you can see it hitting the palm. And from that angle. Okay, so you want to be able to do that before you go to the pad. Now when you go to the pad or the drum, you're going to have a great feedback from it. It's going to push the stick back up, provided you're relaxed. So don't be too tense on the stick. So just try that. Try it slower. As you're struggling back up to there, then bring it down. I'll just walk around so you can see it again at the different angles. Okay, so it's important that you learn how to use those three different things before you start looking at exercises. I've got hundreds of exercises I can throw at you for single execution, but it's better that you get the foundational aspect right to start with. And as a drummer who's been playing for years at the top level, I still continue to go back to the basics. What we just did there today, I do that often. So I've got grade 1 players who come to get one-to-one advice, and often I'll say, hey, let's go back to that. Let's focus on that. Because that's where the greatest value is, that's where the greatest reward is for the player, is really bolstering those foundational exercises, those foundational techniques. So I'm going to encourage you guys, if you do anything with this video, is to go back, use the forearm, get used to that movement. Same, get the wrist going, get the fingers going. Just warm up with those. It could be a 3-minute warm up every time you warm up, but it's going to be the best investment you can make in your drumming. So guys, if you would like more content, just check out the link below. So I've got a free Facebook group for pipe band drummers. There's several hundred, actually several thousand people in that group. So come along and join us. I do free masterclasses, free video tutorials in there, and you get to connect with me, and we do some question and answers from time to time. So jump across, check out the free Facebook group. And if you've got any questions or comments, just drop them below. I'll be sure to keep an eye on these and get back to you. But come along, join the community where we can really get to know each other, and I can really support you in your pipe band drumming journey.